Hello viewers, this is Evelyn again of Libabuhay, your information TV. Today I will be sharing information all about pineapple. Have any of you thought of having a pineapple inside your house, a pineapple plant, and just having it for the sake of as an ornamental plant, not because you want to harvest a pineapple? Especially here in the country where we have a winter season. So all the countries there, if you're watching here now and you have a winter season, you know you cannot have these kind of tropical fruits outside, and especially if you came from a tropical country and you just miss seeing a pineapple plant. The story behind this plant is actually like my husband, he's Swedish. He wondered before because he's just amazed of a pineapple plant, and he was like, can we have a pineapple plant inside our home? And I said, yes, of course, we can have it. You can actually have a pineapple plant as an ornamental plant inside your house. And some people might think sometimes, that like, yeah, why not? And if you look at this, it's actually very nice. In fact, there is actually a plant. It is an indoor plant that looks like this. This is actually a pineapple plant. I have it already for like since last summer, so it's almost like a year, this one. The reason why they don't grow so big, and it's because pineapple are one of those tropical plants that really loves heat. They want sunlight, they want a lot of heat. But if you are in a country like Sweden, that your weather conditions, you have very cold winter, and you have them inside, and if you have inside, you have also like your temperature, you cannot have it very hot. It's because it will be you will be paying a lot of electricity bills. So I have this pineapple here, and I even put this pineapple there out on the top floor, and where it is very near the window, so it can get sunlight as much as possible. We'll see how will it be, because when it will be summertime, I will try to put it outside, but hide it first, because if you have plants inside and you put it immediately outside, it will be shocked. They are already used to the temperature inside your house that is not very hot, and they are not exposed to any coldness or any wind at all, so they can be shocked if you will immediately put them outside directly exposed to sunlight. So I will tell you how I did this. It's just so very simple. This is your pineapple. When you buy them, they look like this. You still have the crown, you call it, I hope I'm not mistaken, but this is a crown, right? And what you do is you can even just use your hand and do like that, but it's kind of hard, so we do it like this. I will cut the crown of this pineapple remove it from the pineapple. So it's just very simple. You just do like that, just to be careful that you don't cut your hands. And you have like this. In the Philippines, I can remember, because I had done it when I was there. When I was still living in the Philippines, I always loved to plant, propagate, whatever. What you will do is actually you take out the part under this, so you will expose some area of this part of the plant as much as possible. When you buy this kind of pineapple, this one is not so nice, but for purposes of this, but when I bought this one, try to choose a pineapple fruit that has the crown that looks very good. It's not very much, sometimes in deliveries and all this thing they did, it can actually destroy the crown of the pineapple, but you still can see some pineapple that has a very healthy crown, and that I will recommend. So I had already taken it out. How the pineapple grows, the roots will actually develop on this side. In the Philippines, we usually just put it immediately, plant it immediately. And even if you look at people planting pineapple on their plantation, they just plant this immediately on the ground and water it, and as long as they're exposed in the sun, they grow very fast. But you know what I did here in Sweden? I will borrow my glass of water with my coleus here because I don't want to stand anymore. So what you do actually is that you just have this plant to look like this, that one to look like this. This one, what I did with that is I just put it in water. I just do it like that. See, as long as this part will be in the water, it's already okay. I just have it there, and then after 2 to 3 weeks, it depends, 2 to 3 weeks, they will start to develop roots, and the roots will be developing here. If you are a plant lover, you like propagating all this stuff, I don't know why, if some of you watching this are plant lovers, you love gardening, I know how it feels when a plant start to grow, when a plant start to roots. You will just see some roots developing here. You get happy already. Isn't it amazing? That's how simple am I as a person. My happiness is very shallow. If I just see a plant that's growing and rooting and started to grow, and especially when they grow bigger and bigger and bearing some fruits, I get already happy for it. I am always been a plant lover or a gardening lover person. So it's one of my hobbies that I really love since I was a kid. So just have it there, and it's just so nice. It's because it will actually develop roots. When the time it will be developing roots, then that is the time that it will transfer them into a container. This one, I actually started having them in a small container, and then I transfer them in this container actually. And there is one very important thing in watering plants, and it applies to all the plants. A lot of people will say, I'm not a green thumb, the plants just died. Actually, all of us has the capability, has the ability to propagate, to make a plant grow. It's just a matter, even me, when I started living here in Sweden, I love to propagate, I want to plant, but I almost like start from zero. And it's because I am dealing with another kind of soil, another kind of climate, and I have to read and read and read. And so I didn't stop learning. I read all about how to propagate in this manner, because it's very different here. You don't have all your warm weather, your sunlight every day, just like in the country where I came from, the Philippines. Here you have the winter season, the spring season, you have just the season where when you propagate, when you transfer the plants outside and all this stuff, and what kind of soil, and you know, everything you have to learn. So I'm learning it, and it's just very amazing that you will actually learn a lot by reading, and especially now you have the YouTube, you get all information you got. So my best friend Google, he is very kind. You get all the information. Before you should have, you take magazines and all this stuff, but now you just Google 1 word, 2 words, and you get all the results, and you get educated for like a day, and learning all this information. So one very important golden rule in planting: never water your plant when you see that it's still moist. It's one, especially if the plant is just new. If you are planting this and it has already roots and you just had planted it for that week, please If you see that it's wet, don't water it. That's one rule. Why some people think their plant just get rotten, and it's because you have to feel the soil. You have to feel it with your hands. Is it moist? Is it wet? And besides, plants are very different. There are some plants that are very thirsty, that you water it today and like after 2 days they get dry already, and it's because they really need a lot of watering. But there are some plants that you don't have to water them because they don't actually suck a lot of water day by day. So what you do is the very important tip I will give you: feel the soil of the plant. You have to feel it, and especially during winter time, watering it once a week is just enough. And there are even plants that you need to be dried before you water them again, like the poinsettia. You don't water them from time to time. That is why a lot of people, their poinsettia died. When the Christmas is gone, then all their poinsettias is also gone. And it's because I'm talking about the pineapple now, but then I will also talk, anyway, I'm already here, I'll also talk about the poinsettia. I have this poinsettia. I have one of this that is very big. I even have a video about it. And a lot of people says, why do you have your poinsettia, still have your poinsettia, it didn't die? It's because when you water them, now I watered them this morning, so now it's wet. Let them stand like that, maybe a week or 2 weeks. Let them be dried, because the thing that poinsettia likes is that if you water them now, wait that they get dry. Let them be dried for like 2-3 days. Don't wait too long. 2-3 days that they will dry, because the poinsettia, you have to let them have some days that they are dry, like a little bit moist, but not really on the top. So it means if it's dry here on the top here, the rest there are still quite moist. Let them be. Do not be like watering them every day. That is why a lot of my friends, their poinsettia dies when as what I said, when the Christmas is gone, then poinsettia is also gone. And that is because they water it all the time, every day. No, don't do that. So I even have a poinsettia that is already more than 10-year-old, and I have them upstairs in the top floor, and they are growing bigger and bigger, and now they really have a lot of this one was this 2020 December. It was last December. It looks like this. And that is how you keep your poinsettia, because if you have actually your poinsettia here, they look very good. So that is just the bonus part of all of this pineapple video. Anyway, this is Evelyn of Liva Buhay, your information TV. I hope this information I give to you now will kind of help you in your daily life. Thank you. See you again next time.